Good morning from the Flying Can Ranch at Cedar Creek, Lake, Texas. What I have to show today could be a little pricey, very, and it's not for everybody. I'm just going to say it's not for everybody, but I wanted to share it with you because I've had a blast with it. But it's not for everybody. So I like to cover all things in air guns, CO2, PCP, cheap ones, somewhat expensive ones, and again, I don't have a sponsor. I don't ask for money to keep this channel running. So whatever I've got, I've either borrowed it or it was loaned to me, or it was loaned to me, or I bought it. So what we have today, this thing is so cool. It really is cool, but not for everybody. Is the Barra 400E BB rifle pellet kit. Now, before I go any further in this video, you absolutely, positively, with no question, have to use steel BBs, good quality steel BBs. So we're gonna go down the line with this and let you look at it, sort the business in. We'll come back around, and yes, I left the back open for a reason. We are going to spin this around, and I'll show you something as we move down the line. And we'll go over here, and there's two things I want to say right off the top. You have a ton of M-lock all over this thing that you can attach bipods, lights, lasers, scopes, you name it. So we're going to get into this. Another thing I'd like to show real quick before I forget it, you can charge that and that will come open, but it does not be like a blowback or all that kind of garbage like that. It's pretty much just for looks. So I want to share that real quick. So what do we have? Well, we're going to talk about the specs. A lot of details to go over on this video. So I did that. So this is the Barra 400E BB rifle kit. I bought the whole kit, and I'm going to show you what that means. This thing will throw out a good steel BB at about 410 feet per second. The overall length is 42.25, depending on the length of how you adjust the stock, because you can squeeze that and move it back and forth. So the barrel length is 19 inches. It is a smooth bore because it is a BB, and the overall weight is about 7.5 pounds. And the magazine capacity is about 50 rounds. And you have a Weaver Picatinny rail on the top, which I might put a scope on this when I test it. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with that, because you can remove these. It does have a manual safety. You do have a little switch here for your safe. Get that over, you can see it. A safe mode, which is in now, and then you can flip it up this way, and it's just one shot at a time, some automatic, and this way to full automatic. So now you have dual sights. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then it comes with a Barra B3 balanced LiPo charger. I think it's 11.10 25C LiPo 2200 or 2200ML, whatever, with a Dean's connection and a speed loader. You get 1,000 shots per charge. That's no joke. You can bust out 1,000 BBs out of this thing per charge. We talked about the M-lock. The stock is a 6 position. You do got little mounts for sling mounts here, and I forgot how it worked now. So you can put a sling on it if you want to. I'm going to try to be as thorough as I can This is kind of new territory to me. So this thing puts out about 550 rounds a minute. I mean, you'll go through a 50 round magazine in no time whatsoever. This is a CMC machined receiver. We're going to go in good detail about this. And as far as I can tell, this works just like an AEG airsoft, sort of, but not exactly. So I would say with these LiPo batteries, do not run it below 30%. So let's look at this gun real quick, and then we're going to go over some details of some other things. So, and never store the battery at a complete full charge. And don't let the battery run completely dry, you'll kill it. That's what I understand. You'll damage one of the cells and you're out. So, as again, you have a 6-position sock, and you have your selector switch right here. It's got like an M16 grip, but you're not going to be able to change that out. You can look up underneath there and see some electronics in it. Your selector switch is on both sides, so it's ambidextrous as far as that selector switch. If we go back to this side, there will be your magazine release. It's kind of a tricky thing to get out, but you can get it out, and I'll do so in just a minute. And, well, I say I'm going to do so in just a minute. I think I had to hold it upright or something to get it to break out of there. Well, I'll just hold that for a second. We're going to walk down it. Now, an interesting thing about this is you've got these fiber optic sights, and you can use them just as you see it there. So from right here, I can look through there, very nice green dot, and you can line that up. Okay. You can also, I don't remember if there's something I had to, oh, give me a second, I should have played. So you can also fold it up. I'm having a little problem. Oh. And then you can fold up this back one. There's how it works. Make sure it's all the way up. And then you have like a little peep sight and then a blade, a little pin right there at the top. So now I can look through my little peep sight, find my pin, and have at it that way. So you got two options with your sighting, and that's very interesting. Now, this gun, little BB gun, feels in your hands, weight-wise and everything, like the real toy, because I've played with the real toy before. This is an all CMC machined aluminum. All this, you know, all of it is CNC machined aluminum, and it's got some weight to it. About the only plastic you're going to find is your sighting down around this grip area. And I wish I could remember how I got this stupid magazine out of here, because I'm going to have to give you a demonstration with it in a minute. There's a lot of things that come with this gun. I am not having any luck here. I don't know why I'm not. So I was, hold on one second. There was a trick to this. Well, finally, I got the thing. Sit down for a second. Now, if your mag is completely empty, and I was a little bit of eat, I forgot something, so I'll probably have to run and get it. This will be sticking up, and you're going to have to push that down till it clicks, and then we're going to fill it in just a second. So again, I wasn't quite with it. I bought one part, but I didn't bring the other part. So let me go grab some objectives.
go.
This comes with this speed loader. And you're gonna open that speed loader up. Brock, would you stop with that toy? Yeah, this is not the morning for that. You got a little speed loader. And it's pretty easy to dump some in there. And we get hung up in this. And we'll just dump some down in there. I just want to give you a quick demonstration. I don't want to get crazy with it. Then you're going to close this up like so. And there is back here a little button right here. And you're going to push that. I like to keep my finger above it so it doesn't like go crazy. And this will pop out. And this will attach quite well to your magazine, to the point you can turn it upside down. You can do all kinds of stuff. And then you're going to pump this. And this has little markers on it. I don't know if you can see them. You know, 200 on down the line. And you're just going to pump that like so. Whoops. Got a little crazy there. And you're going to lose some BBs in this process. You got to hang on to this mag. And it kind of goes in pretty easy. You shake it up and down a little bit. It'll do that. Okay. That's my problem I've had with it. And you'll pump some more. You'll shake it up and down. And I don't know why that thing's bouncing on me so bad today, but it is. Maybe I'm just pushing it too hard. But you just work that. You know, you might have to shake it and work with it a little bit. I've watched a couple of videos where guys. Okay, so I'm going to assume right now, by looking at my chart, I've dumped most of that in there. So that ought to be 50 rounds. It's not shaking a lot. And then you're going to pick that up and you're going to slide the mag in. And there you are. You're loaded up. So we're not going to shoot anything. I don't have the battery in it right now because we're going to move on to that part next. So when I bought the kit, it comes with this LiPo charger. It takes a little while, and you want to make sure all 3 lights turn green. And then we also have this is your battery right here. And if I remember correctly, for this charger, you're going to use this side, this side of the charger. And this should, if I've got my bars right, hopefully, yeah, it'll plug right in like that. And then there's your Dean's connection. There's no way to get that wrong. There's a up and down piece like that. This dog is going to drive me nuts. Stop, Ron. Move. Now, something I bought to go with this is one of these. You get like a 3-pack cheap. It's called a battery, you know, saver, this kind of thing. And you're going to put it, you're going to see that shiny, whoops, God dang it. I am not here today. I'm just not here today. You're going to see your shiny pin side. And you should be able to plug that in. And it's going to tell you everything, you know, how each one is charged. Goes down the line. And then it also has an alarm in it. And this is going to tuck. Once you plug this in the gun, everything's going to tuck up in the gun. When you get down to a certain voltage, this thing will start to beep at you. That means your battery's at low. Stop what you're doing, and you know, get ready to recharge. So that's like that. And then we can. Now, one thing I discovered with this, when you put the battery in, collapse the stock, and your wire sticks out very well. So yeah, I can't do all this and hold the camera at the same time and all that, but we can get that plugged in. Try to get my wire in there. I've always had a problem. I've got some airsoft guns, and I always have a problem getting everything tucked in nice and neat. And I think I'm going to have this problem again today. I was hoping to show you while we were here, and I think I did this. Yeah, I did this a lot differently than this time. You gotta experiment with it as to how to get everything, including your battery detector and everything, tucked in. And again, I'm not the most apt guy. I think I'm going to do this a little different this time. I think I'm just going to get the battery in there first, and then we're going to work on trying to get maybe this in. It's a game that you got to play with it. And guys that have done a lot of remote control boats or airplanes or stuff like that are going to be very... I'm not having a lot of luck. I'm just going to leave that off for a minute. And I'll put that in there like so. The trick is to do this in a way that you don't pinch your wires. And now we're together. And I really believe if I pop that, we should be able to get just like that, shot. I'll put this back on later, but for the purpose of demonstrations, very quiet. And then I can switch the switch, come over here and just a lot of fun. This thing is a blast. So a lot of things to learn with it. If you're not familiar with LiPo batteries or anything like that, there's a great video. I wish I had a way to put a link to it, where a guy explains this whole thing and LiPo batteries and the whole 9 yards. So I like this. I mean, it's pricey. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not cheap, but boy, you can get a ton of practice out of it. We were working from the tank over there. I might work a little closer with it. This is not a long range. Now, one thing I want to tell you, this really is an air gun. There's like a little gear that turns, wobbles with that motor, and actually runs a piston. And it actually does compress air and blast, but it does it at a phenomenal rate. This is the first all-electric BB gun on the market, to my knowledge. I've never seen anything like it before. They say it's the first one, so I don't know. But I've had a lot of fun with this. She shot it. She had a blast with it. I'm hoping I've covered everything as much as possible. I wish I could have showed you how I could get that battery and that alarm piece in there all in one shot. I apologize for that, but maybe we can do something a little different where she's holding the camera. But the Barra 400 BB rifle kit. I think I got this from Airgun Depot. I don't remember, but like I said, if you buy everything, that's the battery, the charger, the speed loader, the whole 9 yards. It's, like I said, it's not cheap, and I've watched a ton of videos on this, and boy, you can really rack some stuff up. Now, I have a mini scope that I'm thinking about putting on here. My eyes don't work as good as they used to. Come to think of it, I don't think my brain does either, but it's a lot of fun. I'll back off here a little bit. You can really get this thing inside. I mean, now I'm going to give you a warning right up front. I'm just going to say this right up front. I wouldn't put a sling on this and go walking down the street, trying to be cool with your friends that live down the road, because you might get a visit by the cops real quick. That's how realistic this thing looks and feels. No, don't play around in the public with it. I've said this about some other ones that I have that look like the real deal. So, I mean, be responsible. And like I said, I wouldn't, you get in a beef with your neighbor or somebody, don't get this out and walk out the yard or aim it at him at the front door or any of that garbage. I mean, let's use your brain here. I'm being real serious. I mean, I can't be more serious about anything that I've done in one of my reviews. You're going to get hurt real bad. You play some game like that. I mean, straight up. you're going to get hurt bad. It's just, somebody's going to show up, you know, and they're going to knock on your door. This isn't a joke, because that's how real this looks and feels. You know, I'm not trying to sell a product for Humorex. I'm trying to tell you, turn your brain on. And I know there's some people out there, and I used to be this way. I had a bad temper, but I never did anything stupid with it. Well, okay, I didn't do anything like that. And so be responsible, you know. I mean, if you're gonna take this down the road and show it to somebody, make sure you put it in a good case or something. Get in your car and go down there and sneak into the garage, and you know, you can show it to them. If you're gonna, you know, get a good backdrop, have some fun, but don't do something that's going to scare your neighbors to death. And I'll guarantee you, this is going to catch somebody's attention real fast if you go walking down the road with it, or you know, or get alcohol infused or something else infused and go traipsing down to so-and-so thinking you're going to scare him. This is not going to end well for you. I'm just telling you right up front, be responsible. You know, we're in a climate right now where we need to be responsible. So I can't emphasize that enough. So, but it is fun. It is a blast. I'm hitting some cans right here, just right here, just that. Fun. Again, AG type thing. It's a blast. It's an absolute blast. I would recommend it. Again, this isn't for everybody. This isn't a hunting gun. This isn't a pesting gun. I guess you could knock off a rat or something with it, but you know, let's get real. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to load this up. Sorry I wore you out with this video, but I was trying to cover as many avenues as I could with it. And then we'll put together a shooting video with this. I'm probably just going to do it with the sights. I might put the mini scope on later. I bought a little thing here that would fit right on here, and we'll try it. I mean, but I did pretty good with it. She shot it. She did pretty good with it. I watched the guy get some pretty good groups with it, so I'll put up a splat target, see what I can do, and then we'll go from there. So these are fully adjustable sights, or at least this one looks like you can go. Yeah, you can go windage. I don't think you can do elevation with it. Again, the cocking mechanism, I mean, if you want to do it for realism, you know, that looks pretty cool. But other than that, it just looks, let me put it down in my lock box. Get that right there. See, that doesn't blow back, get it back up in the lock box. See, that doesn't bounce back or anything like that. Strictly for looks. This is a lot of fun. It really is. We're gonna get this back on safe, and you are gonna go through now a lot of BBs. Now, one video I watched, highly recommend it, and he was getting very much groups with them, the Crossman Black Widows. But remember, steel BB, because there is a little L area in there that is magnetized that holds BBs. So they have to be steel BBs. Don't put frangibles, don't put copper, you know, steel BBs only. So I'm gonna run with these. And by the way, you can, and I'm not gonna demonstrate this, you can knock these pins out and you can break this gun down, and if a BB gets jammed, you can run a rod through here and pop them back out. There's some other, you know, I've seen them broke down, but you can put bipods, lights, lasers, scopes. Sky's the limit with this guy. Again, you cannot change this, but I like it. Feels good in the hand, and it's a blast. So we're gonna load this up, and that's how we do it at the Flying Can Ranch, and we are gonna catch you later.